Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm your host Siren Frost, and thank you for welcoming back, or not welcoming back. Damn, I'm Mario out of luck. Sorry, let me rephrase that again. Thank you guys for coming back for another updated deck profile video, except it's going to be another deck profile video for Deck Profile Weekly, which is featuring Dark State and Chaos Sanctuary. Now, in this video, we're going to be doing Kheios. Or the Kheios, I don't want to compare it to a card, but this is one of the 5 Regalia, well now, one of the 6 5 Regalia units and from the Glitter Force. To me, this seems like a different deck, a different style, and everything does depend on the soul, pretty much. Now, I gotta say, when I read these effects kind of like back and forth a little bit, at first I thought they were meant for Bear Magnus because he's the only unit I know that can channel the soul a bit more, so to speak. But it all comes down to same abilities, same applying, so you can use whatever. Now, this deck alone is one of the new ride lines for Dark State. And I know, like I said, I'm late to the party. I've seen a lot of people done their videos about him already. I decided to get some inspiration from another source. And yeah, let's see how this kind of goes right now. And sorry for the intro, you guys. Originally, I had that planned out, but my brain just went right there. So enough chatter. Let's start with the video off by introducing the ride line. So we have one with Profound Mercy, Kheios. Which, okay, so this whole deck revolves around Kheios himself and his evolutions, but I don't know. I'm still just so used to seeing different units become the next ride line, but this will have to do. So now we have the next one, Grade 1 Kheios. And I'm going to hurry and read him for carefully, because I need to start reading these carefully. When this unit is brought upon by Quagmire of Solace's Kheios, reveal the top 2 cards of your deck. Put all normal units from among them into your soul. And put the rest in the bottom of your deck in any order. So, basically it has like a whole Tsukuyomi theme to it. It lets you look at the certain number of top cards of your deck. Pick out which cards. Rearrange them however you want. Put them in the bottom. And you get the cards you probably would want. And again, this will help you fill the soul a bit more. Which, you know, nothing wrong having more soul control, but still, it's like it'll help you regain some triggers down the line. So, that's cool. Speaking of Quagmire of Solace's Kheios, here he is. And of course, I'll hurry and read his skill for a second. When this unit is rolled upon by approaching Fangs, Kheios, Soul Charge 1. If the Soul Charge card was a trigger unit, draw a card. If it was a normal unit, choose up to 1 card from your soul and call it. And of course, it has the glitter right here, just knowing that it's a glitter unit, so there you go. And again, this will help you fill the soul even more. Now, what I find very interesting about Kheios himself is that when I read the story about him, he seemed like a gentle demon. Like, he doesn't really want to hurt anybody. But in the end, he does obtain too much power to the point that he's not the best guy. But, you know, I think that's kind of like us in life, so to speak. So, there you go. And then, for the final evolution, we have Grade 3 Kheios, which is Approaching Fangs Kheios. And now, Kheios' ability is an active one. Discard a card from your hand and Counterblast 1. Sorry. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. Choose up to 1 card from among them and put it into your hand. Choose up to 1 card from among them, call to a rearguard, and put the rest in your soul. Okay, cool. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, if your soul has 8 or more cards with different card names, choose one of your rearguards and it gets 10,000 powers in the end of turn. If your soul does contain 13 or more cards with different card names, all your front row rearguards instead. So, all your rearguards get plus 10,000 powers. So that's where the Kheios kind of happens. So that's the final evolution for Kheios himself. I mean, there's nothing else really much to say about that. But, there you go. And yes, I'm using the blue sleeve because despite it being meant for UU, it's actually meant for Kheios too. So, there you go. Sorry, I have a ring in my ear. I don't know where that's coming from. Okay, now I'm calmed down a bit more. Got a little drink. Let's move on with the main deck itself. Now, I'm running a Rainbow Trigger lineup. Now, to me, this deck seems like it's very versatile. Like, it can be a situation where it can be just the Vanguard attacking. You can call them any units. Superior call units from the soul, so to speak. Which, of course, Dark Irregulars were meant for that. Pale Moons for the same thing. Spike Brothers back in the day. You know the whole drill. So, I'm doing the Rainbow Trigger lineup. And I'm using 4 copies of the new heal trigger, Incorruptible, Holy Light, Eutha, or something like that. Basically, it's a Guardian Reducer kind of thing. I guess I'll read her effect carefully. When this unit is placed on Guardian Circle, if your opponent's attacking unit is attacked 2 more times this turn, this unit gets 15,000 power to add to his shield and to the end of that battle. So, what you have to wait for is that this card right now is a 15k shield by herself. That's all it is. However, if your Vanguard, which for example might be Thangria, Overlord, any Vanguard that is willing, or any unit that can attack the second time, this will make it into a 15k shield, make it more 30k. So it's just best to have a situational. I've seen people like cut these two, like cut 2 of these and put 2 and find something completely different with the other ones, but I prefer to have like everything just the same. It'd be a lot easier for me. I know there's some people that be saying try a different unit, it'll make the deck more better. I'll think about it. Trust me, I will. There's always room for open-mindedness on this channel. Next, I'm playing 4 copies of the draw trigger, Rouse, Wildmaster, Wily. Now, you guys know how I feel about draw triggers, just the same way as anybody feels about front triggers. I personally do not like draw triggers unless it's very situational or circumstantial. Maybe a 2 of, in my personal opinion. But in this deck, since we are playing a rainbow lineup, I normally would go for the 4 fronts, but I think the draws are also an essential as well, in case you need some more cards. Plus, the 10k shield does not hurt in the slightest, so you're going to get the best of both worlds. Next, I'm playing 4 criticals, which is Steam Deviate Dragon. So we are playing a trigger lineup that has nothing but abilities on them, which is good. Very good. And also, what the best part about this dragon is, after it boosted, it goes straight into the soul anyway. So that's a free soul charge for the soul. So that to me is a personally a plus. Next, I'm playing 3 fronts, which is Diabolos Girls Natalia. Because basically, you still just need 3 of. You just need a. I can't even speak today. Holy fuck. You need at least 3 front triggers in the deck just to get that extra boost to the front row for more pressure points. That's all it's just going to focusing on is pressure. And plus, the 20k shield is not going to hurt in the slightest. So you have Riley for 10, Natalia for 20, and the extra 30 in case, but only if your rear guards, or if your opponent's rear guards or Vanguard attack twice. That's it. And then you also have the soul charge. So this whole thing's not as bad. And since I am still learning about Kheios right now, taking it to locals, testing out a bit, see a good vibe about it, I still just want to be safe about this and being sorry. And finally, let's not forget the overtrigger Hades Dragon Deity of Resentment, Gallmageheld. So, there you go. That is my personal trigger lineup. Alright. Well, hold on. Before I go on to Raid 1, let me take a little sip break. Because I honestly have no idea why I'm tongue-tied all of a sudden. I don't know why. I really don't. Okay, so for the grade 1 lineup, we are playing, I believe, 11 grade 1s in here. So the first one I'm revealing is for Steam Maiden Barni. And no, we're not talking about the purple dinosaur. But this one goes with the Kheios deck very much well. For her skill, when this unit is placed on the rearguard circle from hand, if your soul has 8 or more cards with different card names, Counterblast 1, choose a grade 1 or less card from your soul, and superior call it to rearguard. If your soul contains 10 or more cards with different card names, choose a grade 4 or less card instead of a grade 1 or less. Grade 4 or less? So in some cases, this might actually go perfectly for Diabolos as well, because as far as I'm concerned, Next Stage and Diabolos Bruce are the only 2 grade 4s as far as I know that they'll be in the Dark State. So, either way, sounds good. I think it might just be for the first effect anyway, so there you go. Next, we're playing, of course, 4 complete guards, which is Reclusal, Hate Dragon, so 4 of that, and then 3 copies of Brother Souls. Now, in my decks, normally I would always play order cards just in case if they can go well. Despite the ruling that you can only play 1 order card per turn, I feel like this is going to be an awesome one to have. A Soul Charge. You Soul Charge twice. Soul Charge 2 times. There you go. And since it's like all about soul, good fitting. Pretty much. Okay. Next, grade 2. We were actually playing 12 grade 2s in this deck. The first one would be 4 copies of Amazing Frost. My namesake, so to speak. And Amazing Frost's ability is, when this unit is placed on the rearguard circle, you Soul Blast 1. Draw a card, choose a card from your hand, and put it into your soul. Then, if your soul has 80 more cards with different card names, this unit gets plus 5,000 power until the end of the turn. If your soul has 10 or more cards with different card names, this unit gets 10,000 instead, which means it won't be a problem. Now, there's also another card I could have used as well, which is Gungram. But I don't know where the hell my Gungrams are. Like that, I've been trying to find my extra copies, but I can't find them. So for right now, we're using just cards that we can use from the Set 5 collection. And believe it or not, Set 5 is giving you a chance to make a trial deck out of those 5 things anyways. So you're just doing everybody a favor by making basically a trial deck. Okay, so we got 4 copies also for Selfish Engraver. So she was formerly Barrow Magnus, but then she's a generic grade 2, so she can go in any deck. But her skill actually fits the cake perfectly. She's a set 1, but I'll read her effect. When this unit attacks hits, Soul Charge 1. At the end of the battle this unit attacked, if your soul has 10 or more cards, put this into your soul and countercharge 1. So there are some chances you might run into counterblasting, even though it's a shit ton of soul charging and soul blasting. But still, you never know. Okay? There can be some effects that you can just use for counterblasting. And then finally, 4 copies of the Amazement Magician, which I might use for my Pale Moon Look Here Right deck if we can get her out next year. And her skill is, when this unit attacks, you may Soul Charge 1. So again, you have more options to Soul Charge like crazy in this deck. So either way, you're going to Soul Charge, Soul Blast, Counter Blast, depending on the situation, but it's mostly Soul Charge. And everybody's going to look at you and you're like, are you addicted to shell charging? Yes, I am. So yeah, that's my 12 grade 2 lineup. Finally, for grade 3s, I'm actually playing 7 grade 3s in this deck, which is quite simple. 3 copies of Kheios for the Persona Blast ability, and 4 copies of his partner, Cool-Hearted Executor Mikani. So 4 Mikanis, and his skill is, when this unit is placed on rearguard, Counterblast 1 and Soul Blast 1. Choose one of your opponent's rearguards with the same grade as the card, Soul Blast, for this effect and retire it. Kheios' skill, which as long as your Vanguard is Kheios. It's a 1-turn rearguard ability, but here it goes. When your Vanguard attacks, if your soul has 8 or more cards with different card names, stand this unit. If you stand this unit, put this unit into your soul at the end of the turn. So it adds more soul to the fire, pretty much. Not fuel, but I guess the same thing. But you get the fucking idea. But, God, I have a hard time speaking English. But yeah, that is the conclusion deck profile video for Approaching Fangs Kheios. I know this video was a little bit more tongue-tied than I normally would have it, but you know what? I think it's been a rough day. I've had way too much time resting in bed today due to my day off, so that's kind of what happened. But yeah, I finally woken up and finally had the chance and the energy to do some videos for you guys. And even though this video has a lot of bloopers and a lot of funny moments here and there, I am very sorry. I know you guys want to take your Vanguard stuff very seriously, but this is my channel, so it wouldn't be a channel of mine if I didn't have any funny moments or bloopers here and there. But anyways, you guys, that is the deck profile video for Kheios and the second ride line for the Set 5 collection. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video very much. So if you guys do have your own opinions about this deck or figure out which units are better than this deck, just let me know in the comments down below. I am open to very much ideas. And I just want to give you guys a shout out for all your love and support for this channel. You guys can't imagine how much this means to me doing these videos for you guys. Not because it's a job or anything. It's because I actually do love doing it. And it makes me a lot more happier to know that people actually care what I have to say, you know? And anyways, that is all for the video tonight, you guys. Thank you for tuning in for Deck Profile Weekly. And I've been your host, Siren Frost. And if you guys like the videos that I do post so far, please subscribe, thumbs up for this video, comment down below, rate, like, you know, ask questions. The platform is all yours, you guys. Leave a comment or two here and there. I'm open to ideas, so... However, if they're going to be very rude comments or like troll comments, just do me a favor and keep that to yourself because I don't want to hear it. Because I've had enough negativity for lasting for a lifetime. But anyways, you guys, I've been your host, Siren Frost, signing out.